Hello guys, welcome to Tarot Predictions. This is Rad, and that is going to be a video covers up the weekly reading, which is going to cover up a period of time, 11th to 17th of December. So with that being said, guys, before we start, this is going to be a usual 3-card spread for each star sign. And also, you know, if you do want a personal reading with me, you can purchase one at www.tarotpredictions.net, or you can follow me at Instant Go iOS application, and you can purchase your reading from there. So with that being said, I will use today the Illuminati deck, and let me shuffle, and we can start with Aries. Okay, so for Aries, we do have the Fool with the Strength card and with the Queen of Wands. So Aries says these 3 cards for your career are showing a more independence that you are going to start implanting into your things. As a matter of fact, that is going to be a new deed that you will attend to, which is going to enthrall you with its complexity, if I may say it that way. It is because it's going to be something interesting, excuse me, something which you haven't attended to right now, and in the whole concept of finding new skills on your behalf, of realizing how big limits you do have, is going to enthrall you. And that being said, you will burst with enthusiasm into your career, but in the same time you will seek your personal independence, in a sense where you will rather not allow anybody to kind of interfere with your work nor take place into it, because even though this is something new for you, you are going to feel that you do have that acute sense of how the things needs to happen in there, and the skills and the knowledge as well, or at least you would want to try to see if you can push it through or not before you can actually ask for help into your relationship. These are also very, very good cards, guys. It does speaks for purity into one relationship. It does speaks for equilibrium as well. So in other words, if you have been smothered until now under the toe of your partner, it does look like that right now you will kind of get the upper hand. You will be able to retaliate, push them back a little bit, so you can maintain that kind of equilibrium in there into the relationship. And on top of that, it does look like that there will be these sincere interactions in between one another with no premeditation, no surreptitious intentions out there. And also it's kind of like it does seems that there will be more passion than usual, which is a very good soil for you to expand and sprue your relationship. The next one, that is going to be Taurus. So let me shuffle for Taurus. Okay, so Tauruses, for you we do have the Page of Wands with the 7 of Wands and with the Hierophant card. And it does look like, guys, that you are going to be denied. I'm talking about your career right now, that you are going to be denied with a clear path moving forward upon an idea of yours. Probably you will be denied a support, or you are going to be denied an approval from your bosses or from your supervisors. This should not discourage you, guys. You just keep on that idea into your mind, to that kind of and an approach that you do want to implant into your things in your mind. It is because these cards are also showing that you will find your way through that kind of a situation. However, the window is going to be rather small, and you have to recognize it very swiftly. And on top of that, you need to do some very close to heroic actions in order to seize it. Now, what is the problem here with that kind of idea? Is that the idea is brilliant. I can give you that here, that the idea is brilliant. However, it is not 100%, well, it does not have 100% proof. Okay, in other words, there are a lot of gaps in there which cannot be approved by your bosses or by your supervisors. That could be also a plan into your private business, guys, which kind of will not be able to withstand, you know, the critics from probably your customers or your clients, you know, you name it. So what you need to do here is right now focus on the things that you need to attend to, but keep on that idea into your mind, is because, as I said, the more you think it through, the more sense is going to start making, and at the end you will have that kind of a very good shape upon that idea, and then you can share it again with your supervisors, bosses, clients, you name it, and they are going to seriously consider it at that particular point. Into your relationship, these cards are showing arguments. These cards are showing rather fights than a compassionate time. These cards are showing rather confrontation in between two people. Most likely it is because you're about to learn something that your partner did, or some particular event that occurred recently, and you will not be very agreed into that. It's gonna cause you, I cannot say pain, but it's gonna make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and you will start, of course, demanding why you have been told about it. And it's always going to be revolved about that. So here we do have a spiritual evaluation into your relationship through difficulties, however, because we all know that life isn't pink, and sometimes we do have these kind of interactions into one relationship. But the more you are not afraid to stand against your partner, the more new meaning of why you are with this person, and the more trust you will start building up toward them, and that could really save up your relationship. Now let me shuffle again, and we can go to Gemini. Okay, Geminis, Ace of Wands, guys, with the Queen of Cups, with Two of Pentacles. This is a away thing for your behalf, talking about your career. There will be a doors, windows which are going to start opening for you, presenting you with new opportunities, presenting you with a field to express yourself and to show how capable you are. However, it is not quite the time right now. So what the cards are advising you in this kind of particular moment here in this week is to rather patiently work upon what you need to work, but in the same time there will be a small changes coming in, okay? And you can very you can make a very subtle utilization of those kind of changes, implanting it into your routine, into your plan, thus making utilizing those kind of options available which are coming for you more and more acceptable and more profitable. Now here we do have some sort of a compassion that you are going to face into your career, compassion, and also a trust coming in from your boss or your supervisor, because they are going to realize that there is something in you which are making you far better than what you are presenting right now into your career, and they're going to give you a chance. Maybe not this week, okay, maybe not this week, but very soon they're going to present you with an enterprise which will give you everything you need in order to prove yourself more worthy for a promotion or a raise, or you name it. Into your relationship, guys, these cards here are showing movement, stir into one relationship. These cards are showing compassion. They're showing contribution toward one another and support through a sternness into the everyday's routine, which makes a particular person, you know, it doesn't have to be both of you, but a particular person insecure, for example, stir into one career where you're finding yourself insecure, or maybe you're going to find yourself insecure with your family or with your friends, and you will have the support on your partner. That being said, guys, you should not abuse that kind of a support. In other words, you shouldn't take it for granted, but in return you need to also give them support, because they will also need it. Now these cards are also showing some sort of an opportunity to lay out a foundation for something. For what, I don't know. It does depend on your personal situation, but it is advisable that you can make that you should make it count. Now let me shuffle again, and we're going to Cancer. Ooh, that is going to be Ten of Swords, first card. Then we do have the Ace of Pentacles. I kind of, you know, okay, so that's good, guys. That's quite good. So Ten of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. It kind of like, for your career, it does look like that you're going to manage quite a big crisis into your career, and you'll be able to save the day in there, saving the opportunity, saving the project, saving the work in general. Now these cards, guys, are showing here for this week that you're going to show into your show in front of your bosses or your supervisors how devoted you are to the work that you're doing, and how serious you're accepting that kind of work. And make no mistake, that kind of attitude is going to be repaid back, maybe not this week, maybe further into the future, but they're going to see that you are just not giving up from whatever is thrown in your way. And as I said, that attitude is going to make them do a conclusive decision that you are a very, very valuable asset for their company in general. And also they are going to entrust you with something, as we can see with these cards. And don't fail their trust, guys. It does look like that it is just one thing after another. In other words, they will trust you even more and more with more important things while you're climbing the ladder of the hierarchy. Now into your relationship, however, these cards could represent breakup, okay? But if that's your case, you should not mourn for it. Just on the contrary, whatever it's not necessary for your life, or whatever is noxious for your life, it's going to be wiped away, and only thing that will live into your life for relationship, that will be only the substantial, strong, rock solid things, which means that if your relationship resist and persevere through this week, it does look like that it's going to go for a very, very long term. Or if your relationship breaks this week, then it does seems that you cannot consume it anymore. There is nothing left for you in there, and you need to now turn your look toward making yourself comfortable, toward nurturing yourself, toward, you know, abandon yourself with all the pleasures that you can find in the world and whatever makes you happy. So yeah, that's pretty much relationship wise for Cancer. And again, it does depend how it's going to play out on your personal situation, guys. But I want to stress that one out for you. If if you break up with your boyfriend or a girlfriend during this week, it is for the better. For what I can say with these cards, it's basically it may seem that you are losing, but I like to say that in these cases, the lost, it is just something imaginary. In reality, in a long run, in a very, very long run, you have won, because maybe you're gonna find someone else which is much better than your current one, or you are going to realize that you have relieved yourself from total torture. Now let me shuffle again, and we can go to Leo. Okay, so Leos, 10 of Cups. It's the first card that we got for you. Then the second one, that is going to be, wow, 10 of Pentacles. So a lot of tens for you for the upcoming week, guys. And then we do have the 8 of Cups. That is a little bit tough to be interpreted. So this is how I'm going to place it. That's all about talking about your career, guys. This is all about reaching a certain independence here, and reaching a certain step where you can basically lose nothing, okay? And that will make you cut your losses or cut your expenses there, or giving up on a project which are way too insecure for you to lead. Although you may feel regretful for that, as we can see here with the 8 of Cups, it does seem that is going to be a very good investment on your behalf, time-wise, okay? So this week is all about you into your career, separating what really worth your time and what really doesn't worth your time. That being said, guys, you are going to completely focus only on the investments you can do. I'm not talking only about money here. I'm talking because investing skills is also investing time is also an investment. So you're going to focus only on these things which actually make sense and that are profitable according to your investments. Now these cards, however, especially career-wise, are telling you guys not to over trust people. It is because you may end up quite disappointed and betrayed at the end if you actually allow people that are unworthy to get really close to you. Talking about your relationship with these cards, it does look like that you're going to be quite happy into your relationship. The 8 of Cups here, it is only a sign that you would have wanted the relationship to have a little bit more dynamic, you know, because now we are seeing here one routine that never changes and it's all static, and you are going to be happy with it for what it seems during the duration of this week. However, deep down within yourself, you would have wanted, you know, to have a little bit more surprise, if I can say it that way, into your relationship, but nothing more major than that. Okay, in case you have decided that your relationship is not something you want, then these cards here, guys, are showing that this week it is unlikely that you're going to find someone else, but in the same time you will feel quite comfortable being alone. So it's kind of like a personal life type reading with these 3 cards. It doesn't look like that you're going to feel disappointed or kind of, you know, hurt or alone, lonely. Now the next one, let me shuffle and we can go to the next one, which is going to be power. One card fell down for Virgo, and we are starting with the Ace of Pentacles for Virgo. Now continuing shuffling, and we're gonna draw 2 other cards. Another card fell down. That is going to be 9 of Pentacles. Wow, these Pentacles, Virgo, are really loving you. So quite productive week is what we can see here. Okay. One more card is what is needed. And the third one, that is going to be Two of Wands. Awesome. So guys, Virgos, your career, that is going to be a big week for you. It is because you're going to strike the deal of your life. You're going to make the progress you really require, but on top of everything else, if you are feeling insecure, you're about to realize this week that in reality, your place where you're working at or whatever you're working upon is rock solid, guys. And actually, you have made the best investment for quite a long time ago. Now, what is the problem with these cards is that you may become a little bit more demanding than you should be, okay? And a little bit more cocky than you should be. So what can I advise you looking at these cards, guys, is to mind your place where you're sitting. Yes, you have done something great and you are about to do something great, but this doesn't give you the right to think that you are above the others, okay? Because the time will come where you will need other people with these cards. The singularity here cannot go for long, and when that time comes, you have to be in a good position and relationship with your co-workers or with your supervisor to have an eyes to ask, you know, for whatever you need. But are you going to be successful into your career, Virgo, during this week? Definitely, and you will be more successful than you have anticipated to. Wow. Yeah, that's basically the truth. Talking about your relationship, guys, we're seeing here harmony, and we're seeing here with these three cards authority. Well, the authority is not exactly the word that I'm searching, but dominions that you're gonna have upon your partner, and you're gonna like it. You're gonna quite like it. It's because whatever you say, your partner does. In other words, if you say jump, your partner will ask how high I should jump. You know what I mean? And you don't mistake that kind of state. It's just for the weak, okay? So be mindful of how much you abuse that kind of a state of authority given to you this week, because it may revolve back or may retaliate back to you in the next week or the week after. So I could advise you here just to utilize this kind of power that you're going to have upon your partner or upon your relationship, Virgos, to make the relationship even more harmonious than it is right now. If you have something to, if you hold a grudge towards your partner, most definitely you're going to make them feel the pain this week. But again, it may come back to you further in the future. Now let me shuffle again, guys, and we're going to Scorpio. Oh no, Libra, excuse me. We're going to Libra. Okay, Libras, Four of Pentacles is the first card we got for you. Then we do have the Moon, and then we do have the Tower card. So your career, it does look like that you're gonna fall from grace here, or rather, well, it's not about grace really. That was a very strong expression I said, but I will say it that way. You have miscalculated a certain situation in your job or your position in at your job in general, and right now this is gonna catch up with you. Things projects, positions that you have thought that they are rock solid and they are extremely stable are going to turn out extremely fragile, and you have to put quite a lot of work in order to stabilize them. Don't mistake these cards as something negative. It's actually a quite positive thing. It is because if manage it correctly, if that kind of particular crisis is managed with acute sense, accountability toward the situation, toward oneself, toward the people that are involved in, it's going to present you with an opportunity to spiral your career, guys. It's going to present you with an opportunity to evaluate yourself into your career and to reach better position, or to expand your positions, to expand your capabilities, and on top of that, your options available. But for now, it's going to come with a rather unpleasant circumstances, unpleasant symptoms here, and you're going to think that you are quite not cursed, but that your blessings are kind of gone, and you think that you don't deserve that. I mean, with what you have deserved that while investing too much into it, guys. Well, it is because that's the truth here. We do have a situation where you have reached a state that does not present you anymore with progress, okay? And you have reached it completely consciously or unconsciously maybe, but it's kind of like you're finding yourself with a comfort zone, and a comfort which is way too much of a comfort that you don't want to move from it anymore. And of course the universe is going to make you move by making you feeling uncomfortable through these unpleasant circumstances, guys. So the universe can remind you that you do need always to expand your vision, your career, your relationship, if you want to say it that way, because for relationship we do have the same thing. You may feel very stable right now. For example, if you are single, you may think that you may not fall in love with anybody. Well, guess again, you're wrong, because it does look like that you're gonna fall in love. Okay, you're gonna have crush with someone, or someone is gonna prove you wrong. If you blame someone for something, they're going to prove you wrong, or you're going to realize that you are wrong. Something from that kind of a magnitude is going to happen. Or if you thought that your partner is going to follow you for whatever you want from them, you're going to turn out wrong. It is basically, don't have that sense of security for your place, for your state right now into your personal life, because anything can happen this week, guys, and it will depend on your personal situation. It may be complete breakup, but with the Tower card here, the breakup, it is not permanent. It does require courage from the both parties to pick up the pieces of the shattered relationship and, you know, glue them back together. And when they do that process, they're going to see that there is so much room for expand from now on. It's just they couldn't see it before because they had a wall in front of their eyes. Now let me shuffle and we can finally go to Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, the Chariot card is what we got. Then we do have the Three of Wands. That's very nice. And then we do have, wow, the Emperor. So we couldn't ask for more, guys. We just couldn't ask for more. Your career. These cards are showing a big jump moving forward, or rather the preparation for that jump. Now the only problem here, what we can see with that kind of a jump moving forward or expanding of one career, is the ignorance we may have. So in case you do have, let's say, counselors, in case you do have agents, or, you know, marketers behind your back, or you do have a theme that you're working with, listen to what they have to say. I'm saying here because the ignorance and the pride is something that can bring you down, but in general these cards are showing that you are about to make a huge step moving forward into your career, and especially talking about the private business, it does look like that you're going to establish a very, very solid pattern about your sales, or about, you know, your name as well, your image also. So it's a very favorable time for you guys into your career. But for the general worker here, the one that works into one company behind the desk, or just, you know, it's a construction worker or whatever, these cards are showing a huge stabilization into one career. It's because you have done something that no one else wanted to do. Okay, no one else wanted to take that chance. No one else were feeling comfortable and secure and sure that they are going to be able to do it. So in other words, you have proven better than the others here, or you are going to prove yourself better than the others here in the next week, in the week that is yet to come. However, as I said, the ignorance, guys, and the pride, and also the opinion of that you are more than the others, is something that can really, really ruin your career status. So be mindful of that. Talking about your relationship here, guys, well, these cards are showing kind of like a fresh wind coming into your relationship, in case you are in any. These cards are showing that you are going to establish very solid patterns into that relationship. So in other words, if your relationship were quite too chaotic there, and you didn't know what to expect from your partner, enough is enough. It's probably you are going to make your demands, they're going to make their demands, and from that something good is going to happen, something that will allow you to have control upon your personal life and upon your relationship, feeling yourself secure and having time for oneself. So it's kind of like, we're not talking here about love, Scorpios. We're talking more like a contract sign into one relationship, where both parties are keeping up to it, and they're feeling very satisfied of the results, and this is what is going to happen. It is just, again, don't think that you deserve more than your partner, guys. It is something that can really ruin the positive situation in your life. Now let me shuffle again, guys, and we can go to Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, we do have the Strength with the Queen of Swords, with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so your career, guys, this is all about obtaining knowledge and all about obtaining new skills. You are going to learn something, and that kind of a learning of a skill or of a knowledge, it could be just a piece of information, is going to make you feel quite, how can I place it in words, quite capable to push your things through, and quite capable to solidify your current positions in your job. As a matter of fact, it's going to make you feel quite sure that there is nothing that can really bring you down into your career, which means that if you are feeling reluctant right now about your career position and about your how you're seeing yourself in the future into your for your career, this is going to be completely cleared out by the end of the week. Now you need to allow yourself to recognize that you are not almighty, that you are not all-knowing, but if someone wants to give you certain knowledge, if someone wants to infuse you with a certain skills, guys, allow them to do so. They are doing it from a pure heart, that one thing, and second, they're doing it for your personal benefits, and it's going to be for free. So there is nothing better than that, and you have to take it, because as I said, it's going to allow you to push your things through with ease. Talking about your relationship, guys, these cards are showing more like cold type of relationship. Okay, it has again nothing to do with love. Here we do have more like a determination to settle arguments, to settle up a disagreement, to take on and resolve problems. And in that particular case, the emotions needs to be left aside. Right now we're talking about conversations, very honest, very truthful, very open conversations, which actually are going to give you an outlook of how the relationship is going to move forward, and is the relationship worth. I think that the majority of you looking at these cards are going to keep to the claim that the relationship is worth it, and they are going to, as well as their partners, are going to make huge compromises with one another and establish certain rules in it so the relationship can move on forward, because we're not talking only about emotions here, but we're talking about how secure you can feel with one person. Now let me shuffle again, and we are going for Capricorns. Okay, Cappies. The Knight of Pentacles with the Six of Wands with the Eight of Swords. So career-wise, you are about to reach a grand achievement through the meticulous performance you have done into the past. As a matter of fact, well, that will be a grand achievement, yes, but the work is far from done. Okay, well, for some this is going to be a blessing, for others is going to be a curse, because the devotion will require from you to go on forward. As a matter of fact, we do have a binding here, so you have reached a certain state of a project of yours, or of a contract of yours, or of a you know, a deed of yours, where there is no turning back, although bringing it to its very end, because you will be able to end with a grand success, is going to profit you quite much. But it does depend on your personality here, because there are people who are searching always for something new, while there are also other people which kind of like prefer to work secure. So we're talking here about the secure work where the success is a 100% granted. And of course, these are the pluses, but the minuses are you know, the usual routine, boredom as well, you know, a lack of no insight, but lack of surprises into your work. So generally, you are going to continue on stabilizing whatever you're working upon right now, which are going to start give you slow but steady results moving on forward, leading to inevitable success. However, it's going to bind you to work upon it with no turning back whatsoever. Talking about your relationship with these cards, guys, you're about to have a certain recognition, okay, that you had a huge devotion toward the relationship, that no matter what happened in the past, you actually never back off of whatever you have said there, and it is basically who you are, and this is how it's gonna go moving on forward. Is your relationship gonna get better this week? Well, most definitely yes, but you should not back on your words, guys. And I want to also tell you something, because of the lifted spirit that you're gonna have, seeing that everything is going on very well into your relationship, you may fail to elaborate certain things there, and you may be misunderstood from your partner, from your husband, or from your potential lover, you know. So make sure that you're explaining yourself in extra words, because this you're going to minimize the chance of misinterpretation, because it is what we do have here with the Eight of Swords relationship wise, that there may be a misinterpretation of your intentions. One thing more I want to say about your career, guys, is that you will very successfully be able to avoid certain difficulties that may obstruct improvement of your projects. It is because, as I said, that will be the result of your previous meticulous performance into the project that you're working currently. Now, shuffling again, we are going to Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius is the Empress is what we do have. The Ace of Pentacles is the next one, and then we do have the High Priestess. Guys, career-wise, it is time to start making big plans moving on forward. Very good cards for those which are trying or planning to establish a private business. Now, we do have choices that you will have to make here. Most likely, well, for some of you are going to be regarding, you know, career choices. And unfortunately, you will not be able to make up your mind here in the week that it is coming, but the correct answer to your questions is going to start shaping up into your mind. What I mean is that no one can actually give you the answer what you should do into your career for the next, I don't know, for next week or for the next couple of weeks. It is you need to find your answer through silence. And what I mean here is that you need to withdraw yourself from the midst of activity, from the ideas of others, from the ideas of the world, so you can see what your soul truly wants to do for living and for being productive in general and contribute for the whole of the world. But in a more practical level, guys, these cards are rather showing that you will show huge maturity into contributing to your project, which inevitably is going to start leading of a very steady and a very well, I don't know if there is a word in English for that, but it's kind of like a broad success, okay, toward the project. Now, the success is yet in the future. However, right now you're about to start placing down a foundation upon which you can continue on working without the fear of the failure of the project or of the failure of the things that you are working at your career place, guys. So very favorable for Aquarius. If you do want something more for yourself, guys, career wise, now this week is the start. It is the time where you need to start planning it, how you can execute it, and in general what you really want for yourself. Talking about your relationship, guys, these cards are showing birth of a child, pregnancy, or if it is not about that, because this is also, you know, a medical condition and the cards are not really into medical conditions. These cards are showing that you are going to feel extremely comfortable into your relationship, and on top of that, guys, the presence of your partner around you is going to be like a radiance which is warming your soul, and the more time you spend with one another, the more connected on a soul level you will become with one another, to a point where you don't have to say anything to one another, but you will simply sense what your partner needs and how they need it. One thing I want to say for those singles, by the way, if you are wondering, those singles, they can incorporate whatever I said for relationship to their singular life, especially if they do have someone, a person of interest. If there is a variation that you can interpret indifferently, I will specifically interpret it for singles. And here for single, if you are single, it doesn't look like that you're gonna find someone else, but this is because right now the universe is guiding you toward the one, okay? or the one that is going to present you with the chance to have a healthy relationship, healthy family, you know, and in other words, a family fulfilled life. If you go, are you going to take advantage of it? Are you going to allow them to do that with you? It depends entirely on you. And last but not least, guys, we are going to Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Nine of Swords. Wow, damn, this is really bad period for Pisces. And bad period in a sense where they have to swallow something. Career-wise, guys, this is kind of like, how can I place it in words? This is a submission to a defeat, if I can say it that way, or realizing that no matter how much effort you place into the thing that you're trying so frantically to push it through, it's simply not gonna happen. And it's not gonna happen for now. You just, because we do have only minor arcanas, it doesn't mean that the situation ain't gonna change in the future. However, guys, right now, if you throw all of your efforts toward the bugger that just doesn't want to work out, it's complete waste. So I could advise you with these cards to take up, to use the time of the week that is coming into your career, especially to analyze your previous actions, to analyze your previous maneuvers, guys, because with the Nine of Swords here, there is something you have done wrong, or most likely there is someone you have denied that to help you. And this is why right now things aren't going very well. These cards also are showing that you may receive a mental cruelty from your colleagues. You may receive some gossips coming in your way. You may kind of like receive bad words, bad treatment, guys. Unfortunately, there is nothing you can do about it right now. Instead, but withdrawing from the situation. You need to shut yourself down for these kind of people and don't allow them to interfere with your performance. But the best thing you can do this week is just to take a break. If you can afford to kind of like take the whole week off, that will be the most beneficial, because you're going to recharge yourself, you're going to recuperate your vital energies, and when you come back to work on the week that it is coming, you're about to see the things from a different perspective. Also, you can use the time off to again analyze your previous actions and talk about your problems with people that really knows, that are really deep into the matter, because this is also what is going to help you to analyze better your situation and to find what is wrong in it and to fix it. Talking about your relationship, guys, these cards are coming up a little bit more light upon you. And how I am seeing it is that you may realize that you have been unfair towards your partner, Pisces, and right now you want to make it up for it, okay? Or the other version of interpretation of these cards, guys, is that you will be treated unfair from your partner, and this is going to be the nail in the coffin, convincing you that you simply need a break. But I'm not talking about breaking up with your relationship. It is just a break off from your partner, so you can analyze, should you stay in it or should you go away from that particular relationship. Now, you need to know, however, that these cards could reflect people which are very afraid of being left alone. What I mean is that you may be so afraid to raise up a certain matters in one relationship because you may think that once you raise them, your partner is going to leave you alone. You need to know, guys, that God, or not God, but I could say the fate loves the braves, and there is no point torturing yourself keeping up a silent treatment. If one is going to be with you, the way I see it, is going to be with you, for your personality, not for something that they want to make you, okay? So that was the tarot reading, guys, for the upcoming week, 11th to 17th of December 2017, and I hope you liked it and enjoyed it, and I hope it's really gonna help you moving through the week that it is coming, guys. And again, I want to repeat or kind of like remind you that if you do want a personal reading with me, you can purchase one at www.tarotpredictions.net, written here in the description of the video, or you can follow me at the Instant Go application. It's iOS application, which means that you need an iPhone for it, and you can purchase your reading from there. That being said, guys, I wish you best of luck in the week that is yet to come, and we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.